Welcome back to the Morning Blend. Hereditary hair loss is a very common condition for women. In fact, it affects more than 1 out of 4. Celebrity dermatologist and hair loss expert Dr. Doris and celebrity hair stylist Jill Crosby join us now with the latest news and treatment options. We want to welcome both of you to the Morning Blend because this can actually be a highly emotional condition, right?
Absolutely. Hair is about self-esteem for so many women, and when our hair is beautiful, we feel more beautiful. So it's really very powerful. I see women every day who come in devastated, thinking that they're going bald. Their ponytail's gotten smaller. It's normal to shed 50 to 100 hairs a day, but beyond that, it can become problematic. And hereditary hair loss can start as young as in your 20s. You can inherit it from either your mom or your dad, or if you're lucky, both. And it's different in women than it is in men. So women notice that they keep the frontal hairline, but they lose the hair behind it. The part starts to widen, and then they just thin out. We don't go bald in the same way as men do. There's also stress shedding that can occur after a major life event, about 3 to 4 months later. That hair tends to grow back, but it can take some time, and it's uncomfortable when you go through it. And then there's an autoimmune type of hair loss as well, called alopecia areata, where your immune system attacks the hair follicle. You see these round patches of hair loss, and your dermatologist can help you with that. So it's important to understand what your hair loss is, but also to know that you're not alone and there's hope. So we've had Rogaine for women for a long time, the 2% liquid, but they did a new clinical trial looking at a 5% aerosol used by women once a day. And because this goes through the FDA, it's a very rigorous trial that they have to do. This trial had over 700 women, and over 80% of the women regrew hair, but even better, the hair that grew back was 48% thicker. So this is something that is just done once a day. It can be part of your regular beauty routine. It's available at the drugstore without a prescription. And that's the kind of data I look for as a dermatologist, as a physician, to help guide my patients, because not everyone can get to their doctor right away.
I think those are great points, and Rogaine is something we typically think of with men, and you said this is something people can find at the drugstore without a prescription. How long generally does it take for hair like that to grow back?
So in the clinical trials, it took about 3 months to see the results, but the beauty of it is that as long as you continue to use it, it continues to work. So it's just part of your regular beauty routine. Like you moisturize and use your other products, you just use this once a day and you're good to go.
It's wonderful. Jill, real quickly, do you have styling tips for women who have thinning hair?
Absolutely. Really quickly, take care of the hair that you have. Reduce the heat on all of your styling tools. Make sure that you're not trying to use those tools the same way someone with thick hair is, or else you'll create damage along with hair loss. So really take care of that. And you can find out more in my tips and tricks when you go to womensrogaine.com. I have some videos up. You can take a look at those.
It's great. So there are ways to make your hair appear thicker, which is the good news. Thank you both so much for joining us today. Again, we're going to give that website, and that is, again, tell us the website for that.
womensrogaine.com.
Wonderful. Thanks so much. We appreciate your time. And now we're going to have